In this video, we're going to take a look at a toolpath called V-bit carving, which uses a V-bit to generate sort of a 3D effect when carving objects. So I'm going to use this text for the V-bit carving, and to open up the V-bit carving toolpath, if you select toolpaths and then the V-bit carving toolpath is located here. So if I select that, it opens up the V-bit carving dialog box. Let me just move this out of the way so you can see. And vector association is selected vectors. Now, like any other toolpath, you can do this over layers if you want to, if you don't want to select anything. So what I'm going to do is just select all of this text that I have here. And I'm going to do this very basically. So I'm just going to literally assign a tool and then machine it. Okay. So let's select the carving tool. So let's find a V-bit. Let's say a 1 1/4 inch 90-degree V-bit, and then select. Okay. And then what's a good practice to do is to click refresh here, because this tells you the maximum depth that this tool can get down to. Okay. Now, the way that it works is, let's say, for instance, this R at the end here is the distance in between the two vectors is how far that V-bit will go down to. So if you've got a 90-degree V-bit, that 90 degree will go down as far as it can until it touches either of those sidewalls. And then when it comes round to here, it has to come up because it's a shorter distance there and it's less wide. And that's what creates this sort of 3D effect with it. So what's a good practice to do is to click refresh. And this tells you the maximum depth that this will cut to. This could, in theory, cut through the material if you try to do a really large width part. Okay, so I'll do that in a moment and show you. So the maximum depth is 0.22. Okay, so that seems okay because the material that I'm going to use, let's go down to the bottom, is going to be, let's say, 1/2 inch thick. And I'll set up my Z0 to be at the top. Obviously, if you set it to be your wasteboard, then set it to be at the bottom. Don't worry about the model position, as I've said before. This is just to do with 3D work. So select OK. And then what I can do is just calculate that. Okay, so that generates a toolpath for me. Let's turn off the 2D. Just take a look at the 3D. So the 3D toolpaths are the red portions. So what it's doing, it's creating a centerline toolpath between all of this text. Okay, now if I were to simulate this, and I'll just simulate with the control bar so you can see it, and press play, you can see it's given me this carving. So this is using this at its most basic, okay? And it's getting right the way down as far as that 90 degree can get. Now, if you were to use a smaller degree cutter, let's say, for instance, if I were to change this, and I'll just create a copy of this and let's edit this. And I'm going to change the included angle to be 60. Okay, so this is a 60 degree tool rather than a 90 degree. Now, because the 60 degree is more acute than 90, this will get down even deeper. So if I select OK and select that, and you can see here, this now can go down by 0.38 inches. Okay, so this is getting down deeper. This will give you more detail, but also, obviously, it's going a lot deeper. So if I calculate that now, and let's see what this looks like. So if I delete that, do a control bar again, Okay, so you can see that this is getting a lot deeper into the job. Okay. Right, now let's take a look at some of the options within this. So let's delete the simulation and I'll turn on my vectors. I'm going to switch back to a 90 degree. And what I'm also going to do is add another vector to this. So if I take a look under my vector layers, I've actually got an ellipse here and I want to add that to it. So I want to show you what happens when it goes wrong. Okay, so if I click refresh now, this can actually go down by 0.94 inches. Okay, now remember our material is only 0.5. So if I were to calculate that now, this is giving me a warning that it's going to cut through the material base. Now it does still give me the option that I can continue if I want to, if I know what I'm doing, but it's giving me that error message. So if I were to select to continue, and then I were to simulate this, then you'll see what happens is this will cut through the base of the material. Okay, so obviously you can see that that's cutting right through the base of the material, and this would actually cut into my wasteboard by almost ½ an inch. So make sure that you keep an eye on that and you make sure when you get that warning that you do something about it. Okay, so let's delete the simulation and let's sort that out, because obviously I can't go through that material and into my wasteboard. So let's say that I'm limited to using this ½ an inch. If I had, let's say, an inch material that I could put on the machine, then I would be absolutely fine. But because I'm limited to using ½ an inch, what I need to do is to limit the tool to a maximum depth. Okay, so if I limit that to, let's say, 1/4 of an inch, and then calculate that. Now if I simulate that, this will only go down 1/4 of an inch. This is the maximum depth that it can get down to. Okay, so it's not cutting through the base of the material. Now, the problem that I've got now is that I've got all of this jaggedness. Now, that is caused by the step over on the V-bit. Now, V-bits, because they are going to a definitive point, the step over on them, obviously, anything above 0 is going to create a little ridge. So if you wanted to do this and just machine it with just the V-bit, you would need a very, very small step over. So if I were to change the step over to, let's say 5 thou, okay, so that's quite small, and then calculate that again. This is going to be quite a large toolpath. You can see here with all the red that it's quite a large toolpath. So if I delete that and then I go to simulate it again, this will take a lot longer to machine. So you can see it's just stepping over and it's not creating those ridges for me. It will still have small ridges because the step over is still 5 thou, okay, and it's coming to a point, so it needs to have a step over. So let me just simulate this and you can see the finished result. Okay, so that looks okay, and it will actually look okay on the machine. The only problem is that it's going to take a long time to machine, and I'm going to be using the V-bit to actually machine all of this and blast away all of this material. Now what I could do is set that step over to what it was originally. Let's say, I think it was about 0.3, and come down to the bottom and add a roughing tool. So what this will do, it will hog out all of that area using a larger end mill and then leave enough on there for the finishing V-bit. So if I select roughing tool, let's use, let's say, a 1/4 inch and click select and then calculate that. So now I've got 2 tools in my V-bit carving. So let's delete the simulation and I'm going to simulate the 1/4 inch end mill. And you can see this is where this is going, and it's getting rid of a lot of that material that the V-bit was machining. So I'll just speed this up. And you can see that that has roughed out all of that material. So now, if I simulate just the V-bit and press play, this just goes around and cleans it up and puts that V-bit on there. You'll notice that if I zoom in here, that there are certain portions where this doesn't look right. Now, the reason for that is that the roughing tool is too large to get into this corner. So there's not much that you can do about that. The only thing that you can do with that is to use a smaller roughing tool. So if I were to use something a little bit smaller, let's say an 1/8 of an inch tool, and calculate that. Now if I simulate that, let me just do this quickly. You can see that it gets rid of that portion, but you can still see that it's got a little bit down here. Now there's not much that you can do about this. The only option that you have is to either use the V-bit to machine all of it, or you can add the roughing tool to it. Okay, so there you can see my finished bit of text within that ellipse. So that's how you use the V-bit carving toolpath.